Well. What do we got going on? We got is a chase going on in East San Gabriel Valley. Let me pop up my ugly mug up on the camera.
If she sees an opportunity, if she has any kind of traffic whatsoever, she
There
gets
we
right
go.
to the shoulder and is showing limited confidence behind the wheel here, but still managing to keep up her speed. Showing limited confidence behind the wheel here, but still managing to keep up her speed. That's right. There's no word on whether there's anybody else inside that truck, but it does sound like California Highway Patrol is now going to take over this pursuit. So we should see CHP units pull into position behind her here any minute. It may up her speed. That's right. There's no word on whether there's anybody else inside that truck, but it does sound like California Highway Patrol is now going to take over this pursuit. So we should.
Well, there we go. Looks like we got CHP getting ready to take over on the chase. We are on the 605 and San Gabriel. You guys have to give me a minute because I wasn't prepared for this.
So we're back over the
looks like we got a chase.
Live on abc7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels. Chris Christie up in Air 7 HD as we continue our coverage of this GTA suspect who is refusing to pull over. LAPD chasing the suspect out of the city into LA County's jurisdiction. The sheriff's helicopter overhead here as California Highway Patrol now attempts to get onto the 210 freeway here and try and pull her over. She's now
so they said it's a GTA, Grand Theft Auto.
210 freeway heading back towards Pasadena, back towards the metro area where traffic is going to bunch up on her the further west she gets. Now, right now, the eastbound or the westbound side is actually the
we're getting on the 210 freeway now.
The side is all jammed up with folks trying to get home on a Thursday night. Westbound traffic is a little bit better, but again, that's going to change once she gets closer to the 710 here. So that red stolen pickup truck with a female driver behind the wheel, unclear whether anybody else is inside the truck with her. But
okay, so the red pickup truck is stolen with a female driver at the wheel.
Off of the 210 freeway, off of the freeway. And
looks like she's getting off. Is she getting off the 210?
Onto Central.
Yeah, she's getting off the 210 freeway. That's your first mistake.
Westbound off of the 210 freeway, now on Central Avenue, paralleling the freeway here with, she had the green light there, but didn't even bother to slow down, picked up a little air, a little dip in the road there, and now you can see she is coming up on some more intersections here. So we'll see if she shows any attempt whatsoever at slowing down for these, or if she starts blowing through red lights. That is going to attract the attention of law enforcement much faster. This is Shamrock Avenue as she pauses there slightly to make a left turn. A left turn now under the 210 freeway southbound on Shamrock Avenue.
Oh, they just turned their headlights. They just turned the headlights off.
Under the 210, she's under the freeway. Under the freeway, and the vehicle, is that it? That's not it. That's not it. Okay.
So we're going to be looking for the driver to be walking out.
Yep. One of the oldest tricks in the book, Colleen, pulled up onto the freeway. Now you see her peeking out the other side
there's
of the
freeway
truck at a snail's pace, and she did not dump the
Put
vehicle.
the camera back on. There you go.
It looks like that she
hit him
wants
with
to get
that
back on the freeway
sunlight.
this time. She's potentially going to get back onto the eastbound side of the 210 freeway. Colleen, I thought almost for sure she was going to dump the vehicle. You know how often we see that happen.
We saw that trick pulled the other night on a chase. They went under the overpass and stopped for a few minutes, cut the lights out, and then they came back out. So yeah, that is a common tactic that's used.
No, we haven't seen any flashing lights in quite a while. Again, LAPD did have a couple of units dedicated to this pursuit when we first picked it up off the top, but they have since pulled back completely.
Yeah, it looks like
LA
the
County Sheriff doing a bulk of the work here until CHP
I don't see any
gets position. They are
cruisers
tracking this
anywhere
from above.
near.
They are probably almost guaranteed watching our stream right now, and so they are attempting to get into position here any minute. I think we will start to see some CHP units eventually. It's just a matter of those guys working their way through traffic as well. Coming up on the entrance ramp there, now getting back on to the 210 freeway, and this will put her onto the eastbound side, Colleen.
You're going to take off and run. You should have stayed on the surface streets.
Yeah, it's surprising to say the least, especially on a night like tonight. You know, we're on the eve of a very busy travel day tomorrow. I could tell you that tonight has seen more traffic than we have seen all week since that fire happened on the 10 freeway, and as a result, all of the surrounding freeways have been bumper to bumper as far as the eye could see tonight. And now she is joining the rest of those folks leaving downtown LA, heading home through Pasadena, through the San Gabriel Valley on the 210 freeway, now over the
Oops,
Point,
getting off again.
605, taking the 605 southbound.
Getting on the
So
605 southbound.
some of her steps here because traffic was just going to slow down on her. She was really going to be bumper to bumper in just another quarter mile because of all that get-home traffic. So now decided to get onto the 605 freeway, a clear indication that she may be making this up on the fly here. I just don't get the feeling that she has a clear idea on where she wants to take this. In any event, though, CHP has now pulled into position from above. We do have a CHP helicopter entering the picture here. LA County Sheriff still right overhead, providing that night sun, and we'll start to look for more of those ground units.
Of the CHP helicopters coming up on scene, and that means CHP cruisers aren't going to be too far behind, probably.
All that busy traffic to get them into the area. So we'll see if they pop up.
Some of it is, it's LA. There's just so much traffic, even on the interstates, that it's just going to be hard. Not hard for them, but a little difficult for them.
Less agitated, or if she hits anybody else. Again, to recap, we've already seen one minor collision that we're aware of early on in this pursuit. She basically ran up against somebody's fender bender, another pickup truck actually that she slid into, and now she has slowed down a little bit, basically going with the flow of traffic here on the 605.
Yeah, we're following a live police chase in Los Angeles currently. We're on the southbound 605 in the East San Gabriel Valley area. As soon as we hear more, we can update more. We got a red pickup truck driven by a female suspect. The vehicle has been reported stolen. So it's GTA. Yeah, I think she's been running for the cops from a good little while now. I think we picked up the stream.
We don't know. We really don't know.
About 11 minutes ago.
A lot, other than the fact that this is
probably about the past 20 minutes.
But something tells me there's more to it. However, we're still only seeing limited resources dedicated to this pursuit. So we already know that LAPD was fine enough just letting it go, handing it off to the LA County Sheriff's Department. So it wasn't serious enough for LAPD to continue it out of their jurisdiction. But still, we'll see. Here comes that CHP unit. Here comes that CHP unit, the first primary unit to join the pursuit here since we have hit the bottom of the hour here, and now
Oh,
she'll
we got a
have little bit of
CHP
pressure
showing
coming
up
from
now.
her rear left flank. There is California Highway Patrol with the lights and sirens on, code 3, back in pursuit mode as that unit, ooh, look at that, they've turned the lights off. They've turned the lights off, so this is not a pursuit technically, but they are now following the suspect with the lights and sirens off.
Come on, let's get it on.
Now firmly in tracking mode.
Let's
They're
go.
continuing to track as to not agitate her further. I think the driving was slowing down to a comfortable speed that they don't want to spook her too much. Right now, if she gets off the freeway, they can safely follow from a distance and eventually execute a felony stop if they can get units into position here. But she has now exited the freeway at Lower Azusa Road, just off of the 605. The sheriff, or the CHP helicopter now providing the light from above. One unit right behind her. They will almost certainly call for backup before they light her up again. But right now, it does look like the driving is slowing down.
Yeah, one cruiser out there by himself. I think he is going to call for backup.
A little bit better behavior.
They normally won't take them on by themselves.
Attempting some of those wackier moves that she was earlier on, where she was just weaving across all lanes and just driving very erratically. Now it looks like she's just a little bit more under control here. So we'll see how close that primary unit gets. He's about maybe a couple 100 feet back, I would say. Still continuing. That was a red light, I think, that she just ran, if I'm not mistaken. We might have to re-rack that. It looked like a red light that she ran. That CHP unit made it as well. He actually ran it, I think, unless it had just turned green. I'm really not sure, but it looked like it was red by my eye. And now it looks like maybe she's attempting to get off of Lower Azusa Road in that turn lane. No, she's just using going the wrong way on Lower Azusa Road. So she's just going around this traffic using that median, going the opposite direction over the double yellow lines, where there is now a little bit of traffic ahead of her on Lower Azusa Road. Once again, you see her pushing the pedal to the metal on the
crazy there.
Lanes
A
of
little
traffic.
crazy chase
That
going
is
on
certainly
tonight.
going to attract the attention of CHP as they try and get more units in position.
So we're on the Norwood Cherry Lee area. Azusa and Peck Road. We just come off the interstate and onto the surface streets. Usually on the surface streets is where they'll back off some. They don't want to get them spooked, where they'll just dump it in the dark and run. Of course, that'll be a quick and easy way to end the chase, but
yeah, we can't really tell.
Pedestrian out there, better watch it.
Not necessarily a work truck. There is some stuff in the back. I saw a spare wheel and maybe some other tools, maybe a cooler as well. So it was hard to tell, but there are several items in the back there that she's hauling off of Peck Road, now onto surface streets here, again off of Peck, now coming up on Peck Road off of Mulhall. So she did a little circle there. CHP lighting her up now, and I expect that they'll pull up much closer on her, close up behind her, because now that she's really ramped things up, especially once she went into those oncoming lanes of traffic, it really it makes it all the more urgent for them to get her off the road. So I think that's going to really change the tactic of that primary officer, probably just waiting for more backup before they pull up closer, closer behind her, I should say, Colleen.
So this
Peck Road.
red pickup truck has been reported stolen. We have a female driver behind the wheel.
Now desperate to get her
They've been running on interstates. They've been running on surface roads. Now they're on the surface streets again, and I don't know where they're going.
Another red light, through the red. Light just turned green. Now that 2 CHP units will go through that intersection with her. And now with 2 units behind her, we may see an attempt at a pit, or if they give the go-ahead, or something else. We'll see what happens here. But certainly the pit maneuver is an option if there is a wide open enough stretch of Peck Road. We're not seeing that just yet. You see a lot of traffic ahead of her, but if there's an open stretch and they give the go-ahead at one of these empty intersections,
Yeah, they got
certainly that is an option that they will
a lot of
employ.
town
You see
area
that
that
primary
they're
unit
going
now
through.
joined with company
A
here,
lot of
back joining the
a lot of
pursuit.
town
A third
area.
unit, a third unit, potentially CHP as well, about to execute a felony stop. At least I think they will try and pull up much closer behind her here. We'll see what happens here in the next few seconds. Getting back on the freeway. It's a transition road back onto the freeway now. It's going to put her on the 10 freeway. So 2 black and whites following her onto the 10 freeway off of Peck Road, now onto the westbound side of the 10 freeway. Now, obviously, we know the 10 freeway is shut down much further west of here, but we've got about 10 to 15 miles before that comes into play. So we'll see.
Yeah, we've got
here, the eastbound traffic
CHPs in the air.
freeway, but
they had Los Angeles County was in the air.
all bets are off.
They have the news helicopters in the air. So they currently have the airspace pretty well taken care of. We just need to get some cruisers in close by, get this chase stopped.
Freeway, but of course, as her luck would have it, right now she's got plenty of pavement at her disposal.
Plenty of pavement at her disposal. Or Park El Monte. Where's Yankee Tango when we need him? Yankee! I guess that crushing can was a little loud. Sorry about that. We got the bear in the air, and we got the full-grown bears on the doorstep.
Upwards of 80 miles per hour with really nobody in her way here. She's got those carpool lanes to herself now, and she's using them to full advantage. She could go faster, but she's already doing about 80. And now we're going to see some more aggressive tactics by that primary unit. Not too aggressive because there are still lots of other motorists around her. But we are going to see some more pressure applied here, I think, by CHP. So
yeah, they're going to tighten that grip up a little bit.
I'm not sure if they're still there.
They're going to
trying to keep it on her. You know, it's so
slowly close the gap and keep them close.
That night sun on the suspect vehicle is much easier, or is much harder, I should say, than it looks on television. Controlling that night sun is really a skill, and it does take a certain amount of talent to keep that light on a fast-moving truck like this. So you'll occasionally see her dip into the darkness here, but right now they do have the night sun on her. It's providing.
Oh no! After the live stream, the Wolfpack kind of got quiet.
Also, letting the other drivers around her know that something is going on. There is something that they need to be on the lookout for. Maybe start bearing to the right as they see those sirens coming up from behind, and certainly they know that something is going on. Of course, in typical LA fashion, it is, of course, a high-speed pursuit.
So we're back on the I-10 south. I don't know how this correlates to where the roadway is closed off on the I-10, but it was around, I think that was I-10 in Alameda. So I don't know where we're at in correlation to that, but oh, this is the I-10 and Alameda. So somewhere right here was that fire the other night. Then off the exit ramp.
That's right. Yeah, it's a somewhat, I think, a newer model vehicle. It's been
hey, Mary.
here, but you see,
welcome, Mary.
Accelerating here. You know, it always depends.
How you doing?
It's a stolen vehicle. The details of that theft matter because
been a while.
It always, of course, depends on how much fuel was in the tank when it was stolen, but it also depends on when it was stolen. Has she been driving the stolen vehicle around town for the past few days, for a week? Has it been stolen for a while? Or did that theft just happened this afternoon. We just don't know the answer to those questions. Presumably, law enforcement may have more details than we do. Certainly, it's simple enough to run the plates and find out who the proper owner of the vehicle is and what the situation is. But in any event, you now see two primary units, a primary unit and a secondary unit, I should say, as well as California Highway Patrol's helicopter pursuing from above there. So a very, very precarious situation.
Wow, Thursday night and only two cruisers on this chase?
The 10 freeway. And again, it's worth reiterating, the further west we go,
Well, there's the tow truck. Let's keep the tow truck in sight. They might need it.
We are well aware of.
Yeah, did you see that, Mary? I think I'm up to 113 subs now. We're up to 113 subs.
Yeah, and it also makes
Yeah, they've been running quiet for some time, so yeah, they've been running for quite some time. I don't know how they're doing on fuel. That's a good question.
That she was thinking
You
about
know.
maybe getting out, dumping the vehicle. I was looking for her to come out on foot on the other side of that overpass.
Yeah, when she went under that overpass and turned her lights out, I was expecting to see her come out on foot on one side or the other.
We'll see what's going through her mind. You never know what's going through somebody's mind in a case like this. Are they under the influence? Are there other factors at play here? How desperate is the individual? And of course, the big question is, if there are any other crimes associated, is this person armed, or is it only the truck that those officers are concerned with? They treat all these suspects as if they're possibly armed, of course, but do they have any intel telling them otherwise? Do they know if there were other weapons used?
Well, it's always better to be safe than sorry. That's what I've always
Questions we just don't know
said.
the answer to yet.
Let's treat them as armed whether they're not, and then we can sort it out later. There we go. We got a live view of the helicopter from the other helicopter. So that lower helicopter must be either CHP or LA County. But normally they're, you'd think a little bit higher than that, I thought. Of course, our zoomed in view from this helicopter might make that helicopter look like it's closer than it actually is. So, might be an optical illusion.
Right. Exactly. It's one of those two, presumably. She does not want to give herself up here. Now we have a third unit joining the pursuit.
Oh, snap.
That's going to give them more options. But
Getting
you're right.
more and more
It's
units
one of those
now.
two things. Most likely, either there's another crime here that she's running from, or potentially
Fourth
in
unit.
in a not so great.
Fourth
state of
unit didn't
mind.
have its lights
And
on
that
yet,
could
but
be,
we got a
why
fourth
she's
unit on
pulled
the scene
over
now.
here. If she's experienced at this, she may know. You know, if she, in other words, if she's a career criminal, for example. I'm not saying she is, but if she is, then you know, she knows the drill. She knows what's awaiting her, which could be a night in jail. But then again, it might not even be a night in jail. It may be a few hours in jail, and she could be right back on the street, so she doesn't see the need.
It
to pull over
depends.
right away.
Depends on their
She's
first
calculating her
offense,
risk, and she thinks
ninth
maybe, well,
offense.
maybe it's worth taking her chances.
Do
Maybe
they
she
have
can
a
get away
firearm?
and
Do they
avoid the arrest
have
altogether.
drugs on them.
Worth reiterating.
It could be multiple
LAPD
things.
was willing enough to let this go. She tested their patients. Now she's back in their jurisdiction. So she's taken the 10 freeway back into LAPD's jurisdiction where this began. If she gets off the freeway,
Oh, now
LAPD will be involved.
she's back into
Probably won't be
LAPD
as
territory, so now she's going to have CHP and LAPD
But right
on her
We
now.
should say California Highway Patrol, the primary agency here, and now we start to see that.
Thank you, Mary Jane. I knew that was you.
Here on the 10 freeway.
I knew that was you. I could tell by the icon.
A crawl.
I appreciate it.
Bumper to
I appreciate it,
bumper
Mary
traffic.
Jane.
Bumper to bumper traffic as she navigates the East LA interchange. Getting off.
So we're getting off the freeway, getting onto the surface streets now. Are they going to ditch it? No.
We don't know. We don't know, but look at that. She really just picked up speed there. Get off the freeway now on Mission Road at a high rate of speed. Throw up the real-time speed tracker. We see her at 50 miles per hour. She was going much faster a second ago as she tried to outrun that cop at the intersection. Again, CHP, the primary agency here. To answer your question, Colleen, we don't know who else is in the vehicle, but I sense a lot more aggression just in the last few seconds that she got off the freeway. She felt the pressure from all of that traffic. The 10 freeway was at a standstill if she stayed on it. A spike strip was not an option. A pit maneuver was not an option. And so now California Highway Patrol finds themselves
I think
back
if you
on
look at
surface
this
streets
traffic,
as she
the current condition of the traffic, it's
LA
no
River
worse
here.
than
She's
any other
over the
city in
river
this country.
at First Street, the First Street Bridge, heading into downtown LA.
Oh, look at that train yard. Wow. That's a big drop yard.
Using that shoulder. Yep.
Oh, they're just going to squeeze their way through like butter. Oh! Almost got that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a little crazy going on. Little cray-cray.
Yeah, it's scary because you hear the sirens and you instinctively want to pull over to the right, but she's passing to your right, and so it just increases the risk for more collisions here. Now she's back to their left. They hear the sirens. They're pulling over to the right. You've got 3 units right behind her here, and she is in another major intersection coming up here at First Street and Hewitt Street. That's going to be another red light.
Oh, she just went right through that intersection.
Going through the red with her, lights and sirens on.
Oh, get out of the way!
Off the street as she makes a wild left southbound turn onto Central Avenue, now in downtown LA, where the streets are much narrower, the buildings are much taller, and the pedestrian traffic is much heavier. We will see if they continue this pursuit. If the speeds continue at this rate, they may let the helicopter do the work here, but right now she is really.
This lady might as well just drive herself straight to jail.
Central Avenue, but you never know.
She's in downtown LA as it is, so she might as well just go straight to the jail. Hey, back to Blue.
Right,
What's going on?
Surveillance mode, and that is another possibility. That is an option.
So we have a
just want to not spook
Chevy
the person
pickup
and
truck
take some of the pressure off, but
reported
continue
stolen.
to keep an eye on
We
her.
have
Many
a
of these
female
helicopters
driver
are equipped with
behind the
infrared
wheel.
technology, so even though they don't have the nights on her for our advantage, they still see a very clear image on their screens inside the cockpit of her movements. California Highway Patrol does have that technology at their disposal right now. Those 3 pursuing officers.
So without even using a night sun, they have infrared in their chopper. They can see where they're at.
Lights still on, or did they turn them off? I think they're off. So now they're following. They backed way off. They're still following, but from a distance. Going the wrong way.
Oh,
Ooh, threading the needle here on Central Avenue, Colleen.
getting
This is
close.
scary. A lot of rush hour traffic here on a busy
What are we going to
Central
do here at this
Avenue.
light?
Another intersection finally coming to a stop for the first time.
That's a CHP, or is that LA County?
Behind another patrol car. Look at that. He doesn't even know. That's an LAPD officer. He doesn't even know. He's not even aware, I don't think.
She's worried now. She's scared.
Well,
Oh.
here, look, passenger door.
Passenger door's open.
Door, front and rear door popping open. A passenger stepping out of the vehicle, the driver coming out the other side. We're at Central Avenue and Olympic Boulevard. They have lots of backpacks, a dog, another dog involved in this pursuit, and now CHP is probably, look at this, they're running through traffic with the dog. They're running through traffic with those belongings, dumping the vehicle in the middle of Central Avenue, now running for it along Olympic Boulevard at Central, continuing now down the sidewalk where we know for a fact law enforcement is close by. We have helicopters in the air. There are plenty of eyeballs on these two suspects. They will be.
Let's see if we get a little dog-on-dog action.
Or another in short order. But that dog, as you know, Colleen, is going to come into play here as they approach these two individuals. I suspect they probably would have already done it, but now that decision-making is made all the more complicated by that large dog.
Where'd the female go? The male just taking off in front of her. Look, they're putting some space between them so they act a little less suspicious. A little less suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah. No, here they come. Here they come. Here come those units, and we will see how this plays out. They're coming up ahead of her. I think they're well aware. I believe my money. Yes, that was the driver. That is the driver. It looked like, hard to tell, but it looked like a male passenger. Female driver, male passenger, both grabbed their belongings, a couple of pretty hefty backpacks and duffel bags, and I've lost a visual of the passenger, but we're going to stay right behind.
Yeah, the passenger's around this tractor trailer somewhere. Or maybe the driver.
Under the tree. Okay, behind the truck, under the tree. Behind the truck, under the tree with the dog. Here comes CHP. They're in front of her, and I don't have a good, here, is that an officer? I can't tell. That's the girl. Okay, that's the girl. She's on the phone. There's the dog. Passenger and driver together with the dog behind that truck. Here comes another person white under the tree here. We vehicle with their guns drawn. No guns. Oh, here's the gun. Okay, weapons out, pointed directly at those suspects. And now we'll try and get a better vantage point underneath this tree. They're running.
The guy is taking off running. Or is that the girl? That's the girl. She took off running without the dog.
Two officers in foot pursuit through traffic here on Olympic Boulevard, a very busy Olympic Boulevard.
You ain't going nowhere, Mama. Get down.
Boom! Out of the ground. Look at this.
Boom, baby!
Taken out of the ground by two officers, and we still have to look out for that passenger and the dog as soon as we. Okay, she's detained. Let's go ahead and just tilt up and see if we have any other activity behind that truck. I suspect they may have caught up with him as well. It was right near that tree in front of the truck. I'm not sure if there were enough units to converge there. Only those two patrol cars, and they may not have. The cops have the dog. An officer with the dog, for sure. Okay.
It looks like they got the male passenger as well. So it looks like an officer has the dog and a male passenger, probably.
There is the passenger. Oh, it's the passenger without the. Okay, we thought it was.
I thought there was an officer with him.
Another.
Oh, snap!
Is that a female? It's another female. So two females. This is the passenger. She.
Hope she's not calling for an Uber.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion up here. That is the passenger with the dog. She's now on the phone, and now those two patrol cars are right next to her. So presumably, she may be willing to give up. Something tells me she may have had enough, and she is ready and willing to give herself up.
No, she's going to keep walking. Them other officers are tied up with the other female, with the driver, and the passenger's just going to start walking away.
I mean, she has plenty of opportunity to walk away.
I'm going to take you to my dog and see ya.
But well, it's also worth mentioning we don't know if that person was being held against their will, if they were a willing participant in that pursuit. Those variables matter as well. But now she is indeed walking away from the scene here.
This just makes my head hurt.
Police are making their way over here. Not quite fast enough, but they are.
Oh, wife's off work. I'll be right back.
There are officers making their way back over to this area. Do you see them, Rob? I don't. Yeah, so somebody's near that patrol car. That would be one of the officers who will likely make their way down the sidewalk here. She appears to be relatively composed here with the dog, just kind of standing by and ready to cooperate. She appears willing to cooperate. She is guilty by association. However, she has not committed any crimes that we have seen. This is, again, the passenger in that pursuit.
Well, I'm back now. That's the wife telling me, oh, I'm off work. I'll be home soon. Well, about an hour. I can't believe the passenger is just being allowed to walk free. Just walk down the road with the dog like nothing, talking on his cell phone. You know.
It's possible. Yeah, you mean just let the passenger go? It's possible.
They might let the passenger go.
We heard them making their way over towards her on the radio, but they have had plenty of opportunity now, and I have not seen any officers as she approaches Central and Olympic again. Those two officers are staying put with the driver, and that would coincide with what you were saying, Colleen.
It very well be. They might not be interested in the passenger. They might just be interested in the driver. Where did the passenger go? Did they get on the bus? Oh, that would be... Nope, there she is. She crossed the road. Oh, she got her friend's backpack, and she got the friend's dog, so that means whatever drugs or any contraband that might have been on her in her backpack, that the passenger now has it. Let's go hide out in Mickey D's parking lot.
They don't, but at the same time, you know, there's a lot of other factors here. We just don't know. We don't know, for example, is that stolen property that she's carrying? Are there any other crimes associated with this? Now, you would think by now they would have already approached her. We are told that they were trying to, but in any event, you can see her now sheltering at this McDonald's, just kind of waiting by. We still hear them on the radio trying to find their way over towards her. Here's an LAPD unit now turning the lights and sirens on in front of the McDonald's, and maybe they're going to try and approach her now. We're going to stick with this because I feel like she's going to cooperate, but I do think they do want to talk to her.
I don't know.
At least. You're right. She hasn't committed any major crimes that we.
Not too bad. Been busy.
Not the driver.
A lot of videos coming out. A lot of live streams been going on.
However, she still is a witness to all of this.
A lot of things at home going on.
Even if an arrest on her part is just more paperwork for those officers.
But life in general.
Information at the very least to provide and help them prosecute the case against the driver. So they've got to find out at least what the situation is if they can. And, you know, even the dog, we don't even know if that's her dog even. I mean, we really don't know. Most likely her pit bull, but yeah.
Boy, she's just steady walking. Steady walking away. Oh, I'll be right back, guys. The dogs are trying to fight their way in.
Here they come. LAPD now pulling up next to her. They're going to approach, and she's going to drop the leash. Did she drop the? She did drop the leash for a second. This is delicate. Let's hope she cooperates here. You see, they haven't even drawn their weapons yet, so that shows you we're back into another situation, not dissimilar to the pursuit last week up in Ventura County, where there was a large dog that they had to negotiate with. Now it's a pit bull who is standing right next to what appears to be the owner, we are presuming, and those officers trying to negotiate. There are weapons drawn, but they're approaching delicately, and now she's walking away. This is not good. This is not good.
What is this woman doing?
This is not good. I don't. Okay.
Oh, she's going to tie the dog up to the pole.
To do that, or maybe she's volunteering to do that. Yeah. Again.
Hey, well, that's good, Mary. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's the best thing I've heard
not even execute an arrest. They
for a while.
Just take her in for questioning temporarily and see what her involvement is. Unlikely, but in any event,
Congratulations.
You just
Hi, Carissa.
Because the fact of the matter is now,
welcome to the live stream.
If she is taken in, now they have to call animal control.
Unexpected surprise live stream at that.
And handle the animal. So at least the dog is safely tied up to the pole, and they can now talk to the owner and figure out the rest.
So they do have the driver, and they now have the passenger in custody now. They'll probably call animal control for the, unfortunately, animal control for the dog. Looks like a well-behaved dog, too. Now, I like this thing. This thing's a madhouse. This thing's a little ankle biter. Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah. Right, yeah, it's a good analogy. Potentially, I think you might be right here. Again, they may just talk to her as long as she's cooperating and has a reasonable story, I guess you'd say. But it's not lost upon these officers, though, that these two, especially the driver, albeit, but these two put a lot of lives in danger over the course of this.
Yeah, very much so. They put a lot of lives in danger.
That should be taken
and
they certainly don't want to make
threading the needle, as they say.
Out of them either. It's not
pretty close. So you probably couldn't have put a slab of butter in between some of them cars.
Dare I say, but it's definitely something that requires some follow through. Even if as I said, even if it's just collecting a witness statement and giving her a.
Oh, and they're still out with the driver over there.
To appear in court, it could be as simple as that.
And might be waiting on a paddy wagon to come pick her up. I don't know. Do they still use paddy wagons? Oh, you all for tonight, Mary? All right. I say we probably got a little while longer before they cut the live stream.
Resources dedicated.
When they cut the live stream, we'll
they want to get to the bottom of this.
We'll be back in Discord.
Pursuit to begin with. Now you have California Highway Patrol handling the driver over here, but this is a mutual effort between LAPD and California Highway Patrol. Plenty of paperwork for both agencies to complete tonight, and eventually they will sort this out and decide to hand this over to a prosecutor at some point. Now, what the future holds for her is quite honestly an open question. Does she spend the night in jail, or is she basically released in short order? It really is an open question, and it's part of what motivates some of these folks who refuse to pull over for law enforcement.
That dog is just patiently waiting. The dog like, somebody come get me. Somebody come help me. At least give me some water.
You got it. That's true, and it might only be my fourth pursuit with a dog. That's good to know. Are you a dog person? Good to know. It's terrible. Yeah, it is terrifying. I mean,
well, there we have it. That was kind of an abrupt end to the chase there, but yeah, that was a little bit different there. We had two females, female driver and a female passenger, taking off running through L.A. in a stolen pickup truck. So, yeah. I guess they wanted to live life dangerously tonight, so they just figured, what the heck, let's pick up a stolen vehicle and let's run from the police. No, I didn't see a standoff in Ohio earlier. We were doing a police chase out of Ohio earlier, but no, I didn't see a standoff in Ohio earlier. Carissa, why don't you, if you got a video link, send me a video link to it, or post it in, what is that, other videos of interest in the Discord channel. You can post a link there, and we'll be able to check it out. Mac, I appreciate you swinging by, and I appreciate you watching. Carissa, I appreciate you watching. Mary, it's good to see you. Glad to see you're still around. Glad to hear you finally got your finalization, and you got moved out to Arkansas. So hopefully we just don't see you on any of the Arkansas police videos, but if you do, let us know. We'll make sure we give you a shout out. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate you coming by and appreciate you watching. So there we go. All right, y'all. Have a good one. See ya.